have.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has described the late Tito Mboweni as a compatriot who served the nation as an activist, economic policy innovator and a champion of labor rights. Mboweni grew up in Tzaneen in the Limpopo province. He attended the University of the North between 1979 and 1980, where he registered for a Bachelor of Commerce degree before leaving South Africa to go into exile. Following the establishment of the Government of National Unity, Mboweni was appointed to serve as Minister of Labour from 1994 to 1999 in the cabinet of President Nelson Mandela. He was instrumental in legislating the labour market regime and in the passing of Basic Conditions of Employment Act and the Labour Relations Act. Well, despite oppositions from the private sector, Mboweni pushed for the laws to be passed.
We're convinced that sufficient consensus has been reached on the basis of which we can approach Parliament. Cabinet agrees with us in that assessment. We've briefed business and labour about it, and they have no opposition to us proceeding to go to Parliament. So I think the ground is, we have taken into consideration many issues which had been raised by business and labour, and we have incorporated some of them into the bill. There are others which we couldn't really incorporate them into the bill. We tried our best, but we couldn't. Nevertheless, the total package of the bill is acceptable, it's progressive, it will improve the conditions of the most vulnerable of workers in the country.
He served as the first black governor of the South African Reserve Bank for a decade from 1999 with a sharp focus on fiscal discipline, independence and economic transformation. In a statement, the bank has described him as a passionate central banker who played a key role in shaping the organization. Mboweni was credited for leading the implementation of South Africa's inflation targeting policy aimed to reduce inflation within the target of 3 to 6%. Mboweni told economists that his appointment had initially sparked concerns among investors.
It was announced that I was going to come to the bank, and things that went well. The markets took a dive. What do these black people know about running a central bank? I mean, the disaster was on the horizon. But fortunately, things went very quickly. Some of the friends that I have made, particularly from Reuters, who invited me for a live interview right across the markets. And the only thing that they were interested in, incidentally, was whether my appointment meant the beginning of the end of the independence of the South African Reserve Bank. Now that independence thing, it would seem, will be a problem for me for the rest of my stay here, as many other people have tried to undermine that independence by doing all kinds of things.
There were rumors in 2009 that Mboweni was forced to leave the bank when then President Jacob Zuma appointed Jill Marcus as the governor. Mboweni's honesty and no-nonsense approach would often make him unpopular in both government and the private sector.
I've enjoyed excellent working relationships with the presidency and also the National Treasurer and the Minister of Finance, both the current one and the previous one. And I'm really grateful for this opportunity to have served. Now, coming to the side issue about what do I plan to do in the future, I think I have a bit of time to go fishing.
From 2018 to 2021, Mboweni served as Minister of Finance in the administration of President Cyril Ramaphosa, where he played a crucial role in shaping the country's economic policies. Mboweni inherited a weakening budgetary process where many targets were missed, with the growth outlook being revised down.
Contain the cost. We're in a better position to invest in growth-enhancing investments. And it is the growth-enhancing investments which over time will also give us sufficient revenue that allows us to also begin to reduce the debt. But there are other debt management strategies that we can. But it also means controlling some of the big ticket items. whether it's about funding for state-owned enterprises, whether it's about our own remuneration costs, whether it's about, as I said, procurement and other things. But these big ticket items are a big problem.
Tito Mboweni distinguished himself in different strategic roles in the private sector, including serving on the board of Anglo Gold Ashanti. Details around his funeral are yet to be announced. Katlagologodi, SABC News in Johannesburg.
We know Tito Mboweni as a good person. I know him, he was a Minister of Finance, and let his soul rest in peace. We are here on a vacation in Cape Town. Now we are hearing this sad news of Tito Mboweni. Let his soul rest in peace. We love you, Tito Mboweni. Rest in peace.
We are saddened by the news of the passing away of Tito Mboweni. We are very, very deeply hurt because we never had any bad news about him. He was a good person. May his soul rest in peace. He will sorely be missed by his family. Rest in peace, Tito Mboweni.
I don't know who he is. I know now that he signed money, but I don't know what difference it's going to make to me as a normal person on the ground and what it means for the economy, because I don't know what he contributed. So I'm not really sure how to feel actually.